The universe knew Earth as the Death World, a planet so violent that its inhabitants had evolved into natural warriors. When the hegemony's scout ships first discovered this world, they observed its humans with a mixture of fascination and fear, documenting their incredible resilience and adaptability. Captain Rin Voss of the Hegemony Fleet had spent 3 cycles studying the intercepted transmissions from Earth before making the fateful decision to capture one of these legendary beings. The young female, designated as Specimen 127, had been isolated during a routine planetary observation mission, plucked from her habitat with precision nets and sleeping gas. The transport to the Hegemony's central research facility took 2 lunar cycles. During this time, Specimen 127 remained unconscious, her vital signs monitored by the best medical team the Hegemony could provide. Dr. Kell, the lead researcher, marveled at her rapid healing abilities and unusual muscle density, characteristics that supported all the theories about Deathworld adaptation. Upon arrival at the facility, they transferred her to a containment cell designed for maximum security. The walls were reinforced with crystalline armor plating, and gravitational dampeners prevented any sudden movements. Energy shackles bound her wrists and ankles, calibrated to respond to the slightest tension with paralytic shock. When the human finally awakened, she remained remarkably calm. Her eyes surveyed the cell methodically, taking in every detail from the observation cameras to the barely visible seams in the walls. Dr. Kell watched through the monitoring station as she tested the restraints with subtle movements, mapping their range and sensitivity. "Remarkable," he muttered to his assistant. "She's already analyzing escape vectors." The human spoke for the first time on her 3rd day of captivity. "The gravitational dampeners are calibrated for standard humanoid physiology," she said, her voice carrying clearly through the intercom. "Your energy shackles respond to kinetic pressure, not electrical impulses, and your monitoring system has a blind spot in the upper left quadrant." Dr. Kell froze. Their most advanced security systems, and she had identified 3 critical vulnerabilities in less than a cycle. Over the following weeks, something unexpected happened. The human began engaging with her captors, not in the fearful or aggressive manner they anticipated, but with curiosity and what seemed like genuine interest in their technology. She asked questions about their faster-than-light drives, their communication systems, even their military protocols. At first, Dr. Kell was cautious about providing information, but the human's insights proved valuable. She pointed out inefficiencies in their power distribution systems and suggested improvements to their tactical formations. Her suggestions were tested in simulation, yielding remarkable results. The breakthrough came when a technical malfunction caused a power surge in her containment system. Instead of attempting escape during the 3-minute security lapse, the human helped the maintenance team identify and repair the issue. She spoke to them in their own tongue, having apparently absorbed their language patterns from the communication systems. Word of the helpful Deathworlder spread through the facility. Soldiers and technicians began requesting her opinion on various matters. The human, who identified herself simply as Nova, demonstrated an uncanny ability to understand complex systems and predict behavioral patterns. When the Hegemony received word of an imminent attack by the Raider clans, the facility faced evacuation. Nova remained secured in her cell as personnel scrambled to relocate essential equipment. But as enemy scanners penetrated the facility's defenses, Nova's voice came over the intercom with a tactical assessment that stunned the command staff. "Raiders are using a 3-pronged assault pattern," she announced. "They're counting on you to reinforce your western defenses, leaving the northern approach vulnerable. If you redirect your reserve forces and collapse your formation into a modified delta pattern, you can create an engagement zone that limits their mobility advantage." Commander Tor, leading the evacuation, hesitated only a moment before opening a communication channel. "How do you know this?" "I've been observing your training simulations through the security feeds," Nova replied. "And I recognize the Raider tactics from Earth's historical conflicts. This is similar to an ancient strategy we called hammer and anvil. With options limited and time running short, Commander Tor made a decision that would change the course of Hegemony history. Release her restraints." Dr. Kell objected immediately. But the override codes were already being entered. The energy shackles dissolved and Nova stood free for the first time since her capture. Instead of fleeing, she walked calmly to the command center. "Your formations are still too rigid," she observed, studying the tactical displays. "Your people think in straight lines, but warfare is fluid. May I suggest modifications?" Over the next 3 hours, Nova transformed the hegemony's defensive strategy. She introduced concepts of adaptive formation fighting, psychological pressure, tactics, and resource allocation efficiency that they had never considered. Her strategies didn't just repel the raiders, they routed them completely. In the aftermath, as the facility's personnel gathered to witness Nova being returned to confinement, she surprised everyone once again. She declined to be reshackled, instead requesting to speak with the Hegemony Council. "Your people have potential," she told the assembled leaders via holocommunication. "But you're fighting yesterday's wars. The raiders will return, and next time they'll have adapted to your old methods. Let me show you how Earthers really fight." The council convened for 2 cycles. When they reconvened, their decision was unprecedented. Nova was offered a commission in the Hegemony fleet, with full military honors and a position as strategic combat advisor. 6 cycles later, the raider clans would know fear for the first time as they faced formations that moved like living organisms, commanded by species they had once dismissed as inferior, all following tactics developed by a young human who had learned warfare on a world where only the strong survived. The Deathworld had sent them a teacher, though they had tried to make her a prisoner. In typical human fashion, she had turned, captivity into opportunity, transforming those who would have studied her into those who would learn from her.